It's 6:20 p.m. on September 8th. 33-year-old Colin Turner is locked in his garage. His wife, Bree Kuhn, forcibly trapped him inside their own house after an argument involving their 3 children. He decides to call 911, hoping for help, but things would quickly spiral into tragedy.
Sheriff's Office emergency.
Hi, you guys have been out to my house twice today, and then most recently the deputy talked my wife into letting me in the house, and then she locked me in the garage and tried to break my arm when I was trying to get back inside. And then when I tried to
What was that?
You just shot me!
Oh, I got the shooting with somebody Jeep's driving. She just shot him.
Immediately, the dispatcher realizes the severity of the situation, rushing officers to the scene. However, these officers have no idea what they are blindly walking into, because Kuhn isn't just anyone. She is a high-ranking officer in the U.S. Navy. But to understand how things escalated this far, we first need to look at the events that took place prior to this call, because this wasn't the first time police showed up to Bree and Colin's house that day. In fact, police had been to the house 2 times prior to the shooting. The first 911 call would be made by Bree at 12:53 p.m., where she would make a worrying claim.
Sheriff's Office emergency. Hi, can I have a police officer come to my house, please? 6184.
Okay, what's going on?
My husband pushed me up against the wall and threw me on the floor.
Okay. Does anyone have any weapons?
No, there's none in the house.
And what's your first and last name?
Bree Kuhn. I don't want him to take my daughter.
Okay, give me one moment so I can have my deputies on the way, okay? Don't hang up.
Police immediately rushed to the scene. Upon arrival, however, they were met with an unexpected sight. Colin, Bree's husband, was seated outside, already waiting for them, not Bree, who had made the 911 call.
We talked to you guys separate. His daughter, if I go inside, when we go inside and talk to you.
She's got a shotgun and her pistol in the bedroom with her.
Okay.
And my pistol is on the dashboard of my truck. I'll put it there all pretty for you.
Okay, you stay out here, man.
I'm stolen.
Her name's Bree.
Her name's Bree. She's got both the kids in there with her.
Alright. Do me a favor and lift your shirt up a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
So why don't you give me a rundown on what happened during your argument?
Alright, so she called you right now because she figured out that I want to take my kids to my parents' house in Georgia. More for me, I guess, me to have a break from her. A little bit of backstory. In March, she tried to after she was inpatient, and then she was outpatient group for a while. She got kicked out of that group. So she was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder in March or April. Got kicked out of her first therapy group, got kicked out of her second therapy group, and she skipped her last 2 individual therapies.
Okay. Well, so what happened today causing her to pick the phone up and call, I guess she called 911, I didn't look.
She found out I was packing my car.
That's what the upset was?
Yes.
That you're going to Georgia to see their grandparents?
Yep.
And then is she was she allowed to go? Like, did you plan on her coming?
No, I didn't plan on her coming.
Okay, you're just going to do it, take a break?
Yeah.
And they're your kids, right?
They're my kids.
Okay, y'all are married, had kids?
Married.
They're your blood?
They're both of our kids, and then I have a stepdaughter who's probably going to be here in about 45 minutes from school.
Okay.
And my stepdaughter is fully hers legally, and she told me before, if Kylie's my 12-year-old, she said, I can't stop you from taking the little kids, because they're yours, but if you take my 12-year-old, I will press charges.
Colin clearly fears for his kids' safety because of Bree's mental health, and he tried to take matters into his own hands. He had decided that taking the kids away temporarily would be best for them, but Bree refused to let this happen.
This morning, my laptop was missing. Been all around the house for it. Finally, wait a minute, the dishwasher was running all night. With my fucking MacBook in the dishwasher. It's a $2,500 computer. So it was the start, I guess, culmination of a long bad path.
Okay.
And cut me off from all the credit cards she has control over. She's the primary breadwinner in the family.
It's worth noting that Colin had also been in the Navy, but had retired early. With little financial support from him, Bree took on the responsibility of covering the family's expenses, and her job as a high-ranking Navy officer became the primary source of income for the family. Perhaps that's why she felt entitled to take away all of Colin's credit cards. But that would not be the only thing she tried to take away from him.
It's not healthy for the kids to be around it. She's made repeated comments to the kids, both the 3 and 4-year-old, since, well, today. When police are coming to save us because Daddy hurt Mommy. First of all, I didn't. Second of all, you don't tell a child that.
Sure. Was at any point in time, did it get physical?
I told you I tried to grab my daughter last night, and she got physical and stopped me. So I backed the fuck off at that point. That kind of allegation is the last thing I need.
At this point, police couldn't intervene without clear evidence of violence. Colin denied laying hands on Bree, and with no visible injuries, signs of a struggle, or immediate threat, officers decided to leave the residence. But just before they left, Colin made a chilling remark.
It's going to be the first who crosses the line, you know?
It sucks, man.
Yeah. Well, we can't be getting too far into people's lives. I mean, if a crime occurred, yeah, good to go. But
Like what? A crime occurred?
A crime occurred, so if she slapped across the face and you got claw marks and a red handprint on your cheek, that's different. You say, yeah, she slapped me. I believe you. I see the handprint.
I almost wish.
Nobody could have expected that this comment would eerily predict the tragedy that was about to unfold. Dispatch would receive a second call at 5 p.m., just 4 hours after the initial one. But this time, from Colin.
My wife has locked all the doors and said I'm not allowed to come in. So I'm outside with my daughter screaming that she wants to go inside and I can't.
Okay, what's your...
Yeah, y'all have already been out here once today.
Yeah, and you said that now your wife is not allowing you to come outside?
Come inside, yeah.
Come inside the home?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't there like another child home as well?
Yeah,
Right?
my
Another child?
4-year-old's inside. She said he's napping, and my 12-year-old stepdaughter is inside.
At this point, Bree has chosen to lock Colin out of the house, along with their 3-year-old daughter. And with the couple's arguments becoming increasingly tense, the police return to resolve the situation.
Hello.
Nice to see you here.
Yes, sir. Indeed. What can I do for you? I'm Deputy Lynn with North County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, my wife won't let me in my house.
Okay, is this wife?
Dispute? Yep. So,
Okay, can I talk to you over here? Ma'am, hey, can I just have you wait right there for just one moment, okay? So what's going on today, sir?
she's got mental health stuff going on. I was trying to leave for Georgia to
Okay.
get a break from her for me and the kids earlier today. And she called you guys. Took my photo ID, all my access to money and everything.
Okay.
And then took the kids inside and locked me out. So I've been locked outside in my driveway
Okay.
for the last couple hours.
You live here?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
co-owners. We both.
Okay.
So I've been on the phone with family advocacy through
Okay.
the Navy and all that most of the day. So I haven't cared that I'm outside
Okay.
until she came outside with my daughter on the porch
Okay.
screaming. So I came over and she gave my daughter to me, and that's kind of like the last straw.
You guys,
So, is it legal?
are you guys still married?
I mean, for now, yeah.
It's still legal and it's common property.
Yeah. So she's
Common
not
property.
allowed to stop me from entering my house.
If it's your house and you still live here, by all means, you got to enter your home. However, you got to enter your home.
Yeah. So she's allowed to change the locks, and I'm allowed to break a window. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not telling you to break a window. If you want to tear, I mean, it's your property. However, you got to get into your house. You got to get into your house. If it's your home and you live here and you got your items in there, if you got to get in, however you got to get in.
You can't like escort me in, and let me in.
Well, I'm going to talk to her in just a second, but we'll figure out what's going on. But at any point with this argument, was it physical? Was it anybody hit, scratch, kick, bite, push, anything like that? Poke, anything even? Okay.
Yet again, Colin expresses that nothing physical had happened between the two, and Bree's mental health spiraling out of control is the reason for their ongoing argument. But with Bree now outside, the officer makes his way over to her, and she describes her side of the story much differently.
And so he's wanting to take him to Georgia.
Yeah, I was talking to him about wanting a divorce, so he said that he can take the kids to Georgia, and he can because we're still married.
Okay.
Got into an argument about it. He pushed me up against the wall. He threw me onto the floor in the bathroom, and that's when I called the police earlier today.
Okay.
Then I locked him out.
Okay.
Well, he had been in contact with my command.
Okay.
So he said that there's allegations of emotional abuse.
Okay.
So obviously I don't want him in there.
Okay.
You know, him and I arguing in front of the kids, so I
Okay.
left him out. My daughter, she wakes up sometimes, like in Oval from naps or whatever.
Sure.
And it's usually like him and I will pass her back and forth and kind of, you know, she's fickle. Who
Okay.
she wants better. So if she woke up from the nap and...
When you say your daughter, you mean that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when she woke up like that, I brought her out here because I'm, you know, she's used to him and I, so I brought her out here.
Okay.
So he can help calm her down. He snatched her from me and then started trying to use her to, I don't know.
Okay.
He said, you know, she doesn't want to come in the house. I'm like, Daddy's there.
Okay.
Being manipulative.
Okay.
It's not a
So,
good environment.
It's his house too, right? He lives here too? So we can't lock each other out of the house. I mean, if we do, he's got every right to enter the house however he's got to enter the house.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And same thing, if we change the locks, he's got every right to get in the house however he's got to get in the house, okay?
Okay.
If he lives here, he's got property here. For the betterment of your daughter, whatever you guys got going on, you got to put aside for the kids. You see
Well,
what I'm
I
saying?
agree, but he told me not to talk to him. So
Okay.
I'm not going to let him in the house, but he's going to come in and start arguing.
But at the same time, that's leaving the child. I mean, that's kind of leaving the child out here to fend for herself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
I don't want him to do that.
Okay. But, I mean, I can't stop him from going inside the house.
But that's fine. I just wanted
Okay.
him to me so that she's not out here.
Okay.
They said earlier that since I didn't have any bruises, and
Okay.
there was nobody to witness
Right.
him getting physical with me,
Okay.
that they should do.
Despite Bree accusing Colin of assault, the deputy found no evidence of injury or signs of an altercation on either of them and left the house once again. No one could have anticipated just how much this situation was about to escalate, changing the life of this family forever. And it's in times like these where you realize how quickly life can change. Life can change in an instant. That's what happened in November 2021, when a father of two, who was tragically shot and killed while attending a pop-up party held at an Orlando business complex that lacked proper security. His grieving family needed help fighting for accountability, facing powerful property owners. They turned to the sponsors of today's video, Morgan & Morgan. Their experienced attorneys fought hard and secured an $11 million verdict for the family. If you're seriously hurt because someone else was negligent, your injury could potentially be worth millions. They don't settle for lowball offers. They fight for the maximum compensation you deserve if you become their client. And crucially, unless they win your case, the fee is absolutely free. You pay nothing if they don't win for you. They've achieved significant verdicts recently. They won $12 million for a car crash victim in Florida and $26 million in Philadelphia, often getting 30 or 40 times more than the insurance companies initially offered. Wondering if you have a case? It takes only a few minutes to find out. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan by visiting www.forthepeople.com/insanitybodycam, found in the description, or by scanning the QR code on the screen.
Sheriff's Office emergency.
Hi, you guys have been out to my house twice today, and then most recently the deputy talked my wife into letting me in the house, and then she locked me in the garage and tried to break my arm when I was trying to get back inside. She's currently got me locked in the garage because earlier she broke both of the big doors, and then when I came out here to fix it after getting in the house earlier, she locked the door behind me. And then when I tried to
What was that?
You just shot me!
I got the shooting with somebody. She's driving. She just shot him. I just heard 4 shots. Sir, are you there? Sir, are you there? He's not answering.
Chillingly, the line went silent. The dispatcher would let Colin know that officers were on their way, but to no response. All police in the area were quickly notified and raced to the scene.
Open the door. I'll give you $1.
Anybody else in there? Can we open this?
Police would arrive just minutes later, but by then, it would be too late. Colin was found deceased in the garage, lying in a pool of his own blood. While forensic investigators processed the scene, other officers secured Bree, who appeared to be in a state of shock.
This is hold on. This is Deputy Come here, sweetheart. It's okay. Well, do me a favor. Can you, if they're working on it right now.
Okay.
I need you to go with this deputy, have her see if her car, she's going to hang out with you.
Take her. I'll get EMS to come check her out. She's the shooter. Where's your kids at?
Right, that's my oldest right there.
Okay.
She's 12. Her dad's name is Runner. He's in the D.
Okay. All right, have a seat. Have a seat.
Yes.
I don't know yet, man. I just got here.
No, I'm fine. That's just my kids. My husband.
Are kids in the house?
No, they're with the neighbor. He's dead. I saw him and I tried to help him. He was dead.
Well, let's not talk about that right now, okay?
My kids don't have a dad or a mom now. And it's my fault. Right?
Alright. So right now, we're just gonna do this for right now, okay?
For your safety for ours, okay?
I'm a murderer.
Listen to me. You're not under arrest right now. You're being nice.
No, you should arrest me. I killed my husband.
Bree immediately tells the officers that she's the one who shot Colin, unsure if he's still alive. She appears stunned and confused. She then says the children are at the neighbor's house, and officers go to verify their safety.
Hello, Mr. Jinx? I'm sorry, Mr. Curtis? Yes, sir. Okay, we're on Jinx. I'm sorry about that. That's right. Do you have the 3 children over here that belong to Bree?
Yes.
Okay. They're here. Are they okay? Can I put my eyes on them real quick?
Yes.
I think she saw it. She's in a crying ball and her eyes out right now. He says that she brought them over about 5 minutes ago, no more than about 5 minutes ago. So, I don't know which one of the children saw it. The 2 little ones aren't crying or upset, but the 12-year-old, 13-year-old, I think it is.
We'll get
she's obviously upset, so she's obviously seen something. I'm not talking to her.
Yeah.
She's sitting there on the couch. I was just make sure we have victim data.
Yes, they're coming.
With the kids safe and accounted for, Bree is taken to the police station for formal questioning. Though she'd confessed on body cam to shooting Colin, detectives knew that an informal admission alone might not hold up strongly in court, especially given Bree's position as a high-ranking Navy officer. Their goal now was simple: to get Bree's confession documented on record and remove any room for doubt or manipulation later on. But as soon as the interview began, Bree completely changed her story.
I talked to a lot of people tonight, okay? But I feel like your voice is the most important. I want to give you the opportunity to kind of explain.
He pushed me up against the doorway. He threw me on the ground and said nobody would believe me because I was a crazy bitch. I told him that I wanted a divorce. And so he was just trying to take the kids. He was in the garage again and I locked him out. He tried coming in, so I blocked the door and he kicked my foot and was trying to push to go to the door. And I was trying to keep him out. I shot him. He was still coming towards me. I don't think I shut the door.
Bree claims she shot Colin in self-defense. She tells the detectives that she was assaulted by Colin and feared for her safety. However, her story is inconsistent with what the officers witnessed on the scene. Bree had no visible injuries to support her claim, and so the detectives continue pushing for answers to make a clear timeline of events.
How many times did you shoot him, Bree?
I didn't mean to shoot him. He said something and just the look on his face.
What was the look on his face?
He was gonna kill me.
Where did you get the gun? When you said you came to the door, did you already have the gun in your hands? Why did you have the gun when you went to the garage door?
I just wanted them to go. Why did they arrest him when I called the police? Why did they arrest him? I didn't want him dead.
I wasn't out there.
Bree evades their question by shifting the blame entirely onto the officers. Failing to accept responsibility for the killing, Bree now decides to stop answering any questions entirely.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I have to talk to my dad.
We'll get you a phone book. It's real important for us to understand your perception of what was going on with your husband.
I don't want to answer any more questions. I have to talk to my dad.
Before we let you call your dad, can we give you just a little bit of information? You understand how important it is that we get your statement? Bree, he was on the phone with 911 when this happened. Okay, so we have an audio recording of when this happened and what was going on. Okay.
The only thing that we have on that recording is your husband talking to our dispatch saying that you locked him in the garage. Your husband is calm. Okay. And then the second later, the door opens, one shot goes off. He tells our dispatch, she just shot me. About 5 more seconds go by and 3 more shots go off. Okay, that is very important information, but we can only see so much of it.
It was me.
What was you?
I shot him. I told you.
What was he doing? You said he made you do
Coming
this.
towards me. No. I didn't say that, and I don't want to answer any more questions. I want to talk to my dad. But I need a lawyer.
Knowing she does not have much of a self-defense case, she brings the interrogation to a sudden end. The officers then allow Bree to call her father, and she wastes no time telling him what went down.
Hello?
Daddy.
Hey. Where are you?
I'm in an office. Daddy.
You're at the police?
Yeah.
You're at the police station?
Yeah. I killed
I
Colin.
know you did. I know you did. I'm just trying to figure out why. Threatening you or...
Even to her father, Bree fails to give him a reason for the killing and doesn't confirm that Colin had actually been threatening her at the time. And despite Bree's previous claims, the interrogation ultimately concluded with her being arrested. During her trial, Bree was found guilty of murdering her husband, Colin Turner. Here's what actually happened. After the cops left following their second visit, Colin entered the house to collect his belongings, which Bree had taken from him hours earlier. When Colin stepped back into the garage, Bree locked the door behind him, trapping him inside. It was then that Colin messaged friends and family before making the 911 call. During the call, Bree returned, opening the door with a gun in her hand. While Colin was still on the phone and Bree stood behind him, she fired 4 shots into his back, leaving him with no chance of survival. In September 2024, Bree Kristen Kuhn was convicted of first-degree premeditated murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.